Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Lisa Bedeau. New for you at noon. Charges have been filed in a Thief River Falls shooting. Thief Trevor Brown is facing one charge of attempted murder in the second degree, one count of first-degree assault, and one count of reckless discharge of a firearm. Brown allegedly shot Ryan Houle at a party early Sunday morning south of Thief River Falls. Houle is still hospitalized in Fargo. A 54-year-old man is behind bars after being featured on Valley's Most Wanted. Gary Delaney was wanted in Cass County for making meth and violating probation. Clay County has now filed charges on Delaney after getting a DNA hit in cooperation with Cass County. Police say Delaney stole over $15,000 of copper wire in Minnesota. To date, the Valley's Most Wanted program has netted 480 arrests. A Moorhead family is stunned and disheartened with the latest twist in a car crash that killed both of their sons. 42-year-old Tara Lindquist, one of the first responders on the scene of a car crash that claimed the lives of Zachary and Connor Qualvog, is now charged with stealing money from their wallets. Investigators say each of the four boys involved in the crash was given a $100 bill. But when the boys' wallets were collected and returned to the families, all of the money was missing. Parents of the Qualvog boys think upwards of $1,000 could have been taken. They discovered the money was missing from their sons' belongings when they got them back a day after the car crash.
When you respond to an accident, I would hope your total time, attention, energy, efforts, physical, mental, is to help the victims, not look around for what you can steal.
Lindquist admitted to authorities that she took the money, but claims it was only $120, which she says she used to pay a utility bill. A Fargo man is in jail after police say he ran from them in the middle of a traffic stop. West Fargo police stopped Anthony Lordson for an equipment violation just before midnight. Dispatchers told the officer that Lordson had two possible warrants, and when the officer asked him to step out of the vehicle, Lordson drove off. Police eventually tracked him down to a South Fargo home when someone reported a man laying on top of a garage roof at an apartment building. Lordson was arrested for two warrants: fleeing in a motor vehicle, reckless driving, and fleeing on foot. It sounds like we're going to start a warming trend today. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn to see just how warm it will get this afternoon.
Yeah, it's already pretty warm out there. A lot of 80s, some 70s over in Minnesota. We're going to continue that warm up. Would not be surprised to see one or two locations hit 90 degrees later this afternoon. Right now, already 82 degrees here in Fargo, 81 Jamestown, 77 Thief River Falls, Detroit Lakes, and in Fergus Falls. Satellite, hardly a cloud in the sky until you get right up near the Canadian border. Just north of Minnesota, we're starting to see a few clouds drift off towards the southeast. Underneath those clouds, we do have a few showers and can't rule out an isolated shower, particularly in far northern Minnesota as we head through this afternoon and this evening. But the vast majority of us are going to see wall-to-wall sunshine and some very warm temperatures. Let's get to that 7-day forecast. We're going to show you just the first 2 days of that 7-day forecast. Today, hot. Tomorrow, even hotter, with a chance for some very late-day showers and thunderstorms late Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. 90 on Wednesday, and that's not even the warmest temperature we've got on the 7-day forecast. We'll show you that hot 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Robert. Friends and family are mourning the loss of a 26-year-old woman who died in a boat crash on Devil's Lake last weekend. April Stanger of Detroit Lakes died when the boat she was in hit a partially submerged tree early Sunday morning. 4 other people were also hurt, 3 of them critically. Stanger's friends know her as always having a smile on her face. The boat was going about 30 miles per hour at the time of the crash. Police say alcohol may have been a factor. Minnesota health officials say the death of an Alexandria teenager was not related to a rare waterborne amoeba after all. Doctors originally thought 14-year-old Hunter Butane died July 9th from a severe brain infection caused by an amoeba, which he contracted while swimming in Lake Minnewaska in Glenwood. But autopsy results released just yesterday by Minnesota health officials say it was from meningitis, likely related to a skateboarding accident that started a leak in his spinal cord. Now, Glenwood's mayor says people were happy to hear that they didn't have an amoeba problem at the lake, but he said the media coverage of the investigation hurt a lot of businesses in town and around the lake. He says resort owners reported many cancellations during peak summer weeks, and far fewer people used beaches in that area for swimming. Lutheran Social Services says it'll bring nearly 350 refugees to the FM area and about 100 to Grand Forks by the end of September. The agency says pressure from the White House means it is ramping up efforts and expects about 60 people a month to come to the area. LSS says the area already has the resources in place to accommodate the increase. The federal government decides where to send refugees based on things like job and housing availability. People in Moorhead will be voting on a $78 million bond referendum in November. The money will finance construction of an elementary and middle school, along with new security measures in existing K-12 schools. If approved, property taxes on this bonding request will increase $105 a year on a $150,000 home. If the bond is not approved, school officials say class sizes will increase. The West Fargo School Board is getting closer to a decision on its long-range facility plan. A recent study has enrollment rising by as much as 60% over the next decade. The needs list could include new elementary schools, a middle school, and a high school. The school board will make a decision next month whether to move forward and bring the plan to a public vote.